afternoon, viewers. Sage here, live from the 𝐾𝐿 studios again, and you're watching the Mid-Market Pulse. Let us now zoom our lens on the Australian share market's performance. Well, the Australian shares witnessed a sharp sell-off by the afternoon as concerns about the COVID-19 situation in the country, as well as weak global cues weighed on the market sentiments. The country's most populous state of New South Wales faces lockdown extensions after it reported 44 new locally acquired cases of the coronavirus in the past 24 hours, and this is the highest number of new infections reported in the state in the last 14 months. The state government has further tightened curbs, describing the current situation as the most challenging since the pandemic began. And meanwhile, the S&P ASX 200 was down 89 points, or 1.21%, at 7,252, hammered by the tech, banks and the consumer discretionary stocks. During the day's trade so far, the benchmark index declined as much as 1.36% to hit the intraday low of 7,241.30. And early today, the index opened on a weak note after the US stocks fell from record highs in the overnight trade on concerns over the impact of coronavirus's Delta variant on the economy. And let's move on now to the sectoral space. All the indices were bleeding in the red while the energy stocks offered some resistance. The blood was definitely on the floor. The information technology sector was the worst performer with nearly 3% losses, followed by consumer discretionary, which dropped 1.6%. And among others, industrials, financials, telecom, consumer staples, healthcare and A-REIT were also down over 1% each. And on that note, let us now turn our attention to the biggest gainers and losers of the mid-market session. Beginning with global payment solutions company 𝐧𝐞 was the top loser on the ASX pack, falling 5.5% in the previous session. The BNPL player had risen nearly 14% on report that Swedish buy now pay later giant Klarna may have acquired a small stake in the company. And some of the other notable losers includes BNPL major Afterpay, industrial firm CSR, tech firm Nearmap and miner Chalice Mining. And on the gaining side, energy firm Viva Energy Group was the top performer with a 4.5% gain. Some of the other gainers include petrol and transport fuel company Ampol, energy infrastructure firm APA Group and packaging products developer Amcor plc, telecommunication company TPG Telecom as well. Time now to take a look over some of the stocks that are generating a buzz. First up, the Australian-based minerals company Charger Metals has made strong debut on the ASX today in an otherwise weak broader market. The battery minerals and precious metals project owner surged 17.5%, reaching 23.5 cents, and the company has raised 6 million Australian dollars by issuing 30 million shares at 20 cents each. Let's move on now. The share price of the exploration firm QEM surged 35% to 21 cents after the company provided a business update. And the company has provided an update on these developments from its Julia Creek vanadium and oil shale project in North Queensland and assessment of the green hydrogen opportunities on the site at the project. The company's managing director, Gavin Loydon, said that the key aspects of the company's clean energy strategy are advancing. And next up, the clean energy explorer Hexagon Resources shares fell 1.3% to 7.6 cents after the company said it had lodged the mine management plan for the Pedurka project with Northern Territories government. The lodged plan gives out details of the exploration drilling activities to be carried out. It also provides an environmental risk assessment and related management plan for the drilling activities around the site. And the company expects the government approval for the drilling program in good time to start drilling on time by September 2021. And now let's take a short break, but please stay tuned with 𝐾𝐿 TV.
Hi, this is Andy Liu broadcasting from 𝐾𝐿 Media Studio in Australia, and I'll be hosting the new 𝐾𝐿 Wellness Show. The half-hour show will cover topics from how wellness as a concept has become even more significant during COVID, to how becoming vegan may improve your health and much more. We are excited to showcase our live streaming show to our audience of millions overseas and in Australia. Tune in to 𝐾𝐿 TV and join me.
I hope you're enjoying you're enjoying your afternoon thus far, and welcome back to 𝐾ALKINE TV, and this is Sage here. You are watching the Mid-Market Pulse, and the next share we're about to take a look at is the drug maker Althea Group Holdings, who saw its shares surging 1.5%, reaching 35.5 cents after the company said that its subsidiary has secured a deal. And the manufacturer and distributor of pharmaceutical cannabis products said that its Canadian subsidiary, Peak Processing Solutions, has signed a manufacturing agreement with 𝐿𝐻𝐿 Therapeutics Corp. And 𝐿𝐻𝐿 is a wholly owned subsidiary of 48 North Cannabis Corp, a leading Canadian cannabis licensed operator and brand marketer. And under the agreement, Peak will manufacture 4 products for 48 North's well-known Latitude brand. Moving on now to the copper and gold miner Hot Chili, whose shares rose 3.15%, reaching 3.3 cents, after the company unveiled its intentions to list in Canada on the TSX Venture Exchange by the end of 2021. And the move of dual listing in Canada is a crucial step for funding and developing the company's large-scale Costa Fugu copper gold project in Chile. Next up, Silk Logistics Holdings made the debut on the ASX today after the completion of a well-supported IPO. The offer of 70 million Australian dollars received strong support from investors, taking the market capitalisation to 151 million Australian dollars at the time of listing. And the next ASX listed share we'll look at is Veris, who has entered into a share sale and purchase agreement with shareholders of 100% Indigenous-owned 𝐴𝐴𝐿 Trading, or 𝐴𝐴𝐿 Trading, as Woomera Group. And Woomera is a land and construction surveying company, and Veris will be acquiring 49% share in it. The agreement provides opportunities for Woomera Group to work in alliance with the company's wholly owned subsidiary Veris Australia, a leading provider of spatial data services, to further develop and grow its surveying business. And meanwhile, the stock Veris was quoted at 7.3 per share. Moving on now, mineral explorer 𝐊𝐴ZERON Resources said in an exchange update that it has completed its share purchase plan offer. Well, the SPP, or share purchase plan offer, was up to a maximum of 500,000 Australian dollars to eligible shareholders, alongside a share placement of around 7 million Australian dollars to sophisticated investors. And now it's time for another short break, but please stay tuned with 𝐾ALKINE TV.
Tune in to stay updated while on the move.
We will tell you where the crypto craze has reached,
Where the property market is headed next.
what the world is doing to become more environmentally friendly.
Apart from tracking the daily market charter.
Be on top of the latest news and announcements
With 𝐾ALKINE TV.
Welcome back, viewers. Sage here, live from the 𝐾ALKINE studio in Sydney, and you are watching the Mid-Market Pulse. The next share we'll take a closer look at is Lithium Energy, whose shares surged 5.8%, reaching 36 cents after it confirmed its plans to pursue the commercial opportunities for using graphene produced from its 100% owned Burke graphite deposit in lithium-ion batteries. The Burke graphite deposit is in northwest Queensland and is one of the highest grade graphite deposits in the world, held by an Australian listed company. The exceptionally high grade nature of the Burke deposit and its chemical composition also lends itself to efficient graphene production technology, which is not available for most lower grade graphite deposits. And moving on to the next, Australia's biggest airport operator, Sydney Airport, heads for its best week ever after receiving a $22.26 billion Australian dollar offer on Monday. The airport fetched $8.25 or $8.25 Australian per share offer from a consortium consisting of infrastructure investors, IFM investors, QSuper and Global Infrastructure Partners. The company is reviewing the IFM proposal but noted that it was below its pre-pandemic share price. Gladiator Resources is next on our list, and the mining and exploration company announced the completion of a high-resolution airborne survey and aeromagnetics for its Rutherglen Gold project. And the company said that it would review the data generated from the survey and, once available, will identify targets for follow-up magnetics and drill testing. It will also determine the next steps in the project's progress. In addition, the company expects to undertake further access discussions to broaden the scope of any potential program opportunity. And thanks for joining us. Hopefully that information has been useful for you. But that's all for now, and keep watching 𝐾ALKINE TV as we bring you the latest news and trending market updates live from Sydney. Sage signing off.